Archangel says, nowadays is July 1. Archangel Michael has been standing at the door of your spirit, knocking quietly, ready with the purpose to pause and hear what heaven has urgently declared. The time has come. No more delays. There may be something that have to be discovered now, and it'll not wait till the next day. The one who hurt you is set to appear, and the news coming to your own home will shake the muse of everything you thought you knew. But I, the Lord your God, have organized you for this second. Do not be afraid. Open your coronary heart now. Concentrate carefully. This message is handiest for you. Do not try to bypass this. I see the tears you've cried in silence. I've watched you cover your ache with smiles so others would not be aware you're struggling. But heaven noticed. I observed. I counted every sigh, every night time you stayed up in confusion, each time you whispered, "Why?" without receiving an answer. That silence was now not a void. It changed into the sound of the battle in heaven for your behalf. Today, that silence is over. What you've been waiting to understand could be discovered. The one who broke you is about to stand the truth. This message will convey clarity, however first, it should spoil something open. Due to the fact recovery simplest comes after the fact is unveiled. You did not deserve the betrayal. You failed to deserve the false tale spoken in the back of your lower back. A person near you, very near, has been playing each facets. Pretending to shield you at the same time as secretly passing information about your steps, your emotions, or even your fears to the very one that harmed you. However, now their call is ready to pop out. In the next few hours, a smartphone will ring or a knock will come in your door, and a series of events will begin that cannot be reversed. This become divinely scheduled. I've allowed it so you will now not stroll in phantasm. Archangel Michael says, this man or woman has already started to sense that their publicity is near. That's why their mindset has changed lately. It truly is why they have been overly pleasant, surprisingly quiet, or effectively absent. However, behind that mask, guilt is roaring. They know what they've achieved. They realize the burden of the words they spoke. And now the form of reality is within the air. I, the Lord, will now not permit it to be behind schedule to any extent further. Put together your spirit. It's going to harm to pay attention It's going to sting to see their call connected to your heartbreak. However, do not worry the pain. It is not right here to wreck you. It is right here to deliver you. You should not run from this message. You ought to not silence the voice growing internal you proper now. The truth is, you have felt this earlier than. You've had desires. Warnings. Coincidences that were never coincidences. You sensed something turned into off. But you gave them the gain of the doubt. You loved while you need to have permit pass. You gave while you must have stepped back. But do not blame yourself. Love become your aim. And love has never been your weakness. The manipulation that entered your existence turned into not your fault, It turned into planted by means of a person whose coronary heart grew jealous the moment they saw your mild. They wanted your place. They desired your blessing. They wanted to be you. However, what they did not recognize became this. Being chosen isn't a role someone can thieve. It is sealed in spirit. It is woven into your destiny. And even now, though they attempted to hurt you, you're nonetheless standing. You're nonetheless chosen. You are nonetheless cherished. It is why this revelation is coming now. Due to the fact I'm making room for the following bankruptcy, and the traders cannot comply with you there. Concentrate carefully. Within the subsequent 3 days, you may listen a name. You'll see a message or a publisher overhear, a communication that unexpectedly exposes what you were never meant to find on your own. Heaven was appointed this exposure. I have sent angels into the environment to arrange the words humans say and the trails they take, so the fact will land immediately to your palms. It's time. You want to understand. Because your elevation calls for readability, now not confusion. Archangel Michael says, do not have interaction them with revenge. Do not retaliate. Do not even reply emotionally when the news hits. Just observe. Just acquire. Just release. What is being proven to you is to your liberation, not for argument. I, your God, am coping with it. You do not want to fight. You do not need to shout. The angels are already moving. Your vindication is already being prepared. A blessing together with your name on it's far arriving quickly, but it cannot input a room full of deception. This is why the deception should be eliminated. This is your moment of first-rate separation. The sheep from the goats. The real from the foe. The unswerving from the secretly resentful. And even though it hurts, this exposure is a divine mercy. Because you deserve to know who has been praying in opposition to you while pretending to hope for you. Who smiled to your face even as secretly turning in your fears to the one who brought on your ache. I've visible all of it. And now, so will you. Do not be surprised when it comes from the only you least expected. That is how deception works. It wears the face of familiarity. However, don't let your heart harden. The revelation is coming to heal you, now, not to make you bitter. Bitterness is what they wanted for you. However, forgiveness is what I have planted in you. You may upward thrust with grace. You may heal with no need to break them. This is electricity. That is divine victory. They're about to be uncovered by way of their very own moves. A person in their circle will spoil their silence. A hidden screenshot. A confession out of guilt. A voice recording. Something surprising will floor, and so that it will be the sign. Whilst you see it, do not panic. Just keep in mind this second. I advised you it might come. I instructed you now not to pass this message. Due to the fact your soul became intended to be warned. Archangel Michael says, this person once stood in your own home. They ate at your table. They hugged you and said they cared. However, secretly, they hated how others loved you. They couldn't cope with how your presence shifted a room. And slowly, without you noticing, they became a channel of sabotage. They told your secrets and techniques to those who twisted them. They magnified your mistakes and minimized your wins. However, heaven has had enough. The sword is falling. And the masks is about to be torn away. There's something else you need to understand. Someone from your beyond, a person you haven't heard from in months, is coming returned into your existence. Not with the aid of twist of fate. They have got visible the reality and they're wearing statistics so as to join the very last pieces. They may be no longer coming to harm you. They're being used as a vessel. Treat them with discernment. They were once part of the confusion, however now they are part of the clarity. I'm not simply exposing your enemy. I'm restoring your vision. I'm now not just displaying you the lie. I am revealing your course. The one who hurt you may be silenced. Their plans will disintegrate. Their false confidence will grow to be disgrace. And you may watch it unfold no longer from an area of vengeance, however from an area of elevation. Due to the fact even as they have been busy plotting, I used to be preparing your throne. Do not communicate about this message to everybody. No longer but. Protected like a mystery scroll. Let it take root to your heart. And await the confirmation. It's coming faster than you believe you studied. In a conversation. A headline. A name that unexpectedly returns in a surprising way. You may realize. And when you realize, don't second wager yourself once more. You had been proper all along. You felt all of it alongside. And now heaven is confirming it. This message became sealed for you. Others might scroll beyond it. Others might suppose it is not for them. However, you recognize it's far. You feel the shaking in your soul. The heaviness to your chest. The tears that might not prevent. That is your spirit responding. That is your coronary heart commencing. This isn't always a story. That is your caution. That is your truly ASE. This is your second. Now that the fact has touched the floor of your soul, you are starting to experience a mix of emotions. Surprise, ache, even a peculiar experience of peace. This is now not confusion. That is clarity growing up to break the chains round your spirit. You had been not loopy. You have been now not too touchy. You have been no longer imagining matters. The whole lot you felt in your intestine, the whole thing you dismissed out of affection and loyalty, it changed into actual. And now the time has come for heaven to affirm it with plain proof. That is why this message could not wait. This is why Archangel Michael said, open this proper now. I am disposing of the fog. I am tearing the veil. What was hidden need to come into the mild, due to the fact your destiny can't walk in shadows. The person that harmed you had a hazard to admit. I gave them whispers, possibilities, warnings. But they selected silence. And now the silence will quit with a sound so loud, it will echo in your family, for your neighborhood, and even throughout social media. Their deception will come to mild in a way they can't manipulate. This is not to disgrace them. It's far to free you. You were conserving your breath for too long. You had been shrinking your pleasure to maintain the peace. You had been too guessing your really worth because a person could not cope with your glow. But that chapter is remaining now. And it won't near with just phrases. It'll near with movement. They're about to be exposed in the front of folks who once doubted you. The same individuals who believe their lies will witness their fact fall apart. And you won't want to guard yourself. Heaven will speak for your behalf. Archangel Michael says the angel of divine judgment has been dispatched to head before you. This angel does no longer include anger. This angel comes with justice. There may be balance to your lifestyles once more. Where you had been ignored, you will now be commemorated. Wherein you have been deserted, you may now be adored. Wherein you had been mocked, you'll now be reputable. This shift is already occurring. It isn't always coming subsequent month. It is not expecting subsequent year. It has already begun. The moment you opened this message, the countdown began. The motive the heartbreak feels so intense is because it is tied to someone you sincerely loved. Not simply romantically, this can be a chum, a sibling, a relative, or a person who turned into as soon as like family. It's why the information it truly is coming to your home will sense like thunder inside your chest. However, you must no longer allow it destroy your faith. Their betrayal isn't always a reflection of your cost. It is a revelation in their brokenness. You have been loyal to someone who best knew a way to foe. You offered like to someone who handiest knew a way to eat. But I've seen it all. And I can repay what turned into stolen from you in mystery. Quickly you may begin to notice symptoms. You may see their call more than regular. You will dream of them again. You'll experience your energy shift around positive human beings or spaces. That is no longer paranoia. That is your spirit sensing what's being uprooted. Don't resist it. Allow it happen. Restoration begins in which deception ends. And you're inside the season of revelation. Someone has already commenced to sense fearful. They don't know you recognize, but something inside them is aware of their time is up. It truly is why they may be stressed. It is why they are all at once remote or overly kind. It's why they're trying to distract you with meaningless updates or flattery. But you're no longer short to their games. Your discernment is sharp now. Your angels are near now. And your steps are ordered with the aid of heaven. You're coming into a divine reintroduction. The sector will see the real you, the healed you, the selected you, the increased you. Not will your call be related to false accusations or twisted memories. I am rewriting the narrative. I am undoing each lie that turned into spoken approximately you in secret meetings and whispered texts. And those who agree with the worst about you may come back and express regret. Not due to the fact you need their validation, however, because I am the usage of their voices to restore what became stolen. I recognize what you are nevertheless thinking. Why did they do it? Why might a person you assist so much harm you want that? The solution is deeper than their moves. It is rooted in religious envy. They saw your anointing. They felt your motive. They could taste your favor, and instead of celebrating you, they desired to sabotage you. But what they didn't comprehend is that sabotaging you meant fighting me. And no person wins a struggle against heaven. They have been warned in dreams. They were told by way of others. But they not noted the signs. And now the publicity should come. No longer due to the fact I'm angry, but because I am simply. Because I really like you too much to can help you walk with snakes pretending to be saints. Because I refuse to permit your destiny to be delayed by way of a person who become dispatched to derail you. That is why I had to ship Archangel Michael with this message. That is why you are studying this now. Do no longer be scared of the heartbreak. Occasionally, heartbreak is a doorway to divine clarity. Sometimes, the breaking of a courting is the making of your calling. And what's coming to your property is not just terrible news. It's vital information. It's far news on the way to make clear, cleanse, and catapult you ahead. You are not cursed. You are not unfortunate. You are simply being repositioned. And the pain is part of the repositioning. Archangel Michael says, there may be something else. The person that hurt you is also related to a hidden possibility that you almost lost. A career shift. A partnership. A platform. A blessing you did not get hold of, not because you were not worthy, but due to the fact someone near became silently blockading it. Their strength turned into contaminating your atmosphere. But the second they're removed, the benefits will rush in like water from a broken dam. You will sense it. You'll see it. You will weep now not from sorrow, but from unexpected joy. I am no longer accomplished but there is a wonder coming within the next 7 days. A name you notion turned into long past for all time will come back round. No longer to relight pain, however to finish a prophecy. I've used even your deepest wounds to align you along with your finest victory. And even as the enemy became making plans your downfall, I used to be making plans your upgrade. That's what this heartbreak has been about. It's been the very last take a look at before the overflow. Don't combat the feelings. Let them come. Permit the tears fall in the event that they ought to. This message isn't always meant to suppress your feelings. It is supposed to manual them. Let the grief circulate through you. But don't stay in it. You aren't intended to be broken forever. you're intended to upward push. And whilst the heartbreaking information subsequently arrives at your door, on your cell phone, or through a message from a person you believe, don't forget this: heaven informed you first. Heaven prepared your heart. You aren't on my own. I am with you. Archangel Michael stands beside you. And the angels have already gone in advance of you. You aren't analyzing this through threat. This isn't always just content. That is your confirmation. The tears aren't twist of fate. The ache to your chest isn't always a reaction. It's far alignment. It's far proof that your spirit is waking as much as the divine truth. The pain was never wasted. The heartbreak become never in vain. Everything is operating in your appropriate now. This is your moment. Permit go of who harm you. Allow go of who failed you. Allow cross of the illusion. And embodied the revelation. These days, June 29th, I ask you to examine this together with your heart open. Archangel Michael is status by way of the gates of your spirit, prepared to supply what I've been longing to mention to you. This isn't only a message. That is your moment. And that I need you to listen. Due to the fact something is coming. It's already on its manner. It's walking via your ecosystem, trying to find your door. And that I sent Michael in advance because I noticed the tears so as to quickly fall out of your eyes if I don't step in now. You haven't any concept what is being stated behind your returned. But I do. And that I need you to open your soul to this now, earlier than it's too late. Don't skip this. It's now not just a message. It's a rescue. The only who harm you is ready to speak your name again, however not in love. No, not in repentance, however in manipulation. In darkness. Within the type of whisper that opens gates of heartbreak. This individual thinks you're nonetheless blind. They assume you are still tender sufficient to welcome them again without remembering the ache they brought on. However, I noticed all of it. I watched whilst you cried by myself and said nothing to everybody. I saw while you forgave too fast, simply to have peace. I saw when they took gain of your silence and referred to as it weak spot. But you have been by no means susceptible. You have been selected. And that's what makes you a gold. Archangel Michael says, a heartbreaking news is coming to your property. It is already been decided inside the realm of fellows, but I, your God, nonetheless hold the electricity to rewrite it. It really is why I'm right here. It is why I've sent this message ahead of the ache. I do not need you to be shocked. I need you to be prepared. Because in the subsequent 3 days, you will hear a call from the beyond. A voice you concept turned into buried. A memory you worked so tough to silence will all of a sudden come lower back louder than before. And with it, a choice. Do not agree with what they are saying. They'll appear apologetic. They may sound gentle. They will even mention my name, pretending they've modified, pretending they remorse. but I saw their authentic reason. This isn't approximately love. That is about manage. That is about envy. This is about jealousy that never died. They cannot stand the idea of you transferring forward without them. So they are coming back no longer to repair, but to restrain. You've grown without them. And that scares them. You're healed. And that intimidates them. Now they're coming to break what I constructed in you. You need to guard yourself. I didn't convey you this a ways to see you go backward. Do you keep in mind that? You are not vulnerable for still loving them, however you are wise enough now not to let them back into the region I rescued you from. Be alert. I've already positioned an angel by means of your facet. Archangel Michael is at the doorstep. You could no longer see him, but you will experience him. He's going to forestall certain texts from coming. He will interrupt certain calls. He's going to motive unusual delays. Do not be confused while plans all of sudden shift. It is me. It's my mercy. Due to the fact I love you too much to look at you be used once more. This message is not a caution of fear. It's far a revelation of electricity. You have got the electricity now. You've got the discernment. You have got the scars that taught you better. You have got the voice that learned how to say number. You have the vision that eventually sees through lies. And now, I need you to apply it. Don't hand your peace returned to the one who shattered it. Don't water a lawn where the seeds had been poison. Don't allow their tears trick you once more. Some humans cry now not due to the fact they're sorry, but due to the fact they lost get admission to the constellation they as soon as exploited. Archangel Michael says you have to remain strong. This heartbreak, they suppose it will crush you. However, I tell you these days, it's going to unfasten you. Due to the fact after this, you will in no way again cry over the same thing. This is the very last exposure. The very last typhoon earlier than your stillness. I realize it hurts. I comprehend it's heavy. However, allow me convey you via it. I am doing away with positive people out of your lifestyles not due to the fact I hate them, but due to the fact I love you extra. There's a communication being held right now approximately you. A room you're now not in, but your call is being spoken. Don't worry. I am already within the room. I heard each word earlier than they even formed their mouths. I noticed the plan before they even knew it. And that is why I am sending you this today. No longer the next day. No longer next week. Nowadays. June 29th. Due to the fact what is coming to your own home isn't just news. It's a choice that you must make with awareness. Someone goes to attain out to you. However, their goal isn't as it seems. They may be coming now not to heal, but to reap. Be very cautious what you are saying. Watch who you accept as true with. Watch who you open your door to. Even family. Even old buddies. even folks that declare they're dependable. Because a snake can disguise in a smile. A demon can put on fragrance. A lie can sound like love. But I can show you the reality in case you live near me. This is the season where I begin to separate. Don't cry over what walks away. It is no longer a loss. It is a rescue. I'm shielding you from what you don't know. They were making plans to embarrass you once more. They had been planning to drag your call via something shameful again. However, I intercepted it. I blocked the signature. I burned the pics. I exposed the messages. I'm able to now not allow your coronary heart to be toyed with once more. Your door is sacred now. And simplest people who come in peace will be allowed near you. You are not similar to you had been remaining year. You are not the same as you have been in March. You are not the same as you were even final week. Your spirit is transferring. That's why human beings are uncomfortable around you. It really is why they're unexpectedly distant. They feel the fear in you. They sense the presence I have positioned around you. And that they don't know a way to react to your glow. However, do not dim your mind to lead them to at ease. I did not pour into you so you'd shrink again. Archangel Michael is not simply watching. He's on foot through your own home this night. He is casting off objects that deliver non-secular residue. He's lifting the disappointment from your pillow. He's remaining the ears of your enemies. He is standing over your cell phone as you sleep, blocking what turned into intended to wake you in anxiety. That is real. This is struggle. However, you are not by myself. Now pay attention me. Inside the next few hours, something may be said a good way to shake you. It may come as a message, a call, an unexpected piece of information that you were no longer awaiting. It can be about someone you cherished deeply, or it could come from them directly. But I have already visible your tears before they fall. And I have bottled all of us. I'm with you. Even now, as you study this, they may try to fake it became all a mistake. However, I do not forget who betrayed you even as smiling in your face. I don't forget about what you endured simply to live sturdy. I do not brush aside the nights you prayed in silence for me to just come up with peace. This heartbreak you're approximately to stand. It may not break you. It'll build the final piece of your power. You'll upward push from this like never earlier than. Do not reply in emotion. Reply in know-how. Do not argue. Do not show yourself. I'm able to shield you. Heaven will shield you. And they'll remorse ever trying to break what I've redeemed. You have been born for extra than being a person's backup plan. And I am approximately to prove it. I will send affirmation in a surprising manner. Watch for a signal within the form of more than a few you hold seeing. Look ahead to a phrase repeated greater than as soon as nowadays. Watch for a dream in which you see water. It approach I am cleansing your direction. It method the vintage has been washed away. And the one who tried to hurt you with words could be silenced without you needing to boost a finger. Michael is guarding your name in locations you have never walked. I comprehend it hurts to recognize a person you cherished can grow to be someone you fear. But this is why I needed to pull the curtain again. You need to look them for who they really are. Now, not so you can hate them, however, so you can finally release them. You cannot heal from what you keep excusing. You can't upward push at the same time as maintaining the anchor. It's time now. Allow cross. And prepare. Because after this heartbreak comes the breakthrough. After this publicity comes elevation. After this finishing comes the come across with a person I've been saving for you. A person who will love without video games. Someone who will see you and by no means attempt to dim your light. Someone who speaks your call in prayer and no longer in gossip. I needed to empty this area earlier than they input. Don't worry about what left. Put together for what is coming. You are on the edge of a divine surprise. One that no guy can postpone. One which no lie can break. One which I, your God, have already written. It's far at the way for your dawn now. But first, neared the only that caused heartbreak. Allow or not, it's sealed. Let it's finished. Allow or not, it's achieved. Archangel Michael says that is your very last caution earlier than the shift. Do not run back. Do not reopen wounds. The one who hurt you is about to attempt once more. But this time I have armed you with truth. This time you may not fall. You'll upward push. And this time the ending might be holy. Kind guys to seal this message. Benefits are freeing over you presently. God says you are strolling through something sacred right now. You could not even recognize it, but the spiritual realm is responding to your posture. Your pain has not been wasted. Your silence changed into louder than screams, and it reached me. On every occasion you held your tongue, each time you selected peace over revenge, every time you wept in mystery but still stood up the next day, I recorded it. Not 1 second of your heartbreak has been neglected in heaven. I am telling you this once more due to the fact you are about to be tempted to act out of emotion. But I need you to wait. Wait on me. The only who hurt you, they're losing control over the model of you they as soon as knew. They can't control you like they used to. This is why they are panicking. This is why their words will quickly turn into techniques. Be alert. They may be going to behave like a sufferer. They'll say things like, I used to be misunderstood, or I didn't mean it, or even worse. It turned into your fault too. But I gave you a reflect already. You've got seen the fact. You've got seen your coronary heart. You recognize your purpose. You had been never the villain. You had been the vessel. And they didn't honor that. That is the season in which I educate you what love ought to have constantly felt like. But before that love comes, the lie have to be uncovered absolutely. I cannot permit you to move into the next chapter still believing the fake apologies of a person who in no way meant to change. I can't let you settle once more. This heartbreak is your release. And even though it stings, I promise, it is the closing time you'll cry over this person. Archangel Michael is getting ready a shift inside the surroundings of your private home. You could experience sudden waves of emotion tonight. You could discover yourself all at once remembering moments from years in the past. Don't be afraid. It truly is me pulling out the remaining roots of bitterness. It is me cleaning your inner temple. I want you prepared. I need you purified due to the fact something lovely is coming. However, it calls for a healed coronary heart. So permit the tears come. Allow them to wash away the residue. I am making space. There's a place I have reserved for you that nobody can take. But I cannot bring you into it sporting the weight of a person else's sin. You carried it long enough. You blamed yourself for matters that had nothing to do with you. But I am breaking that sample. I'm snapping the religious ties which have been draining you. This is why you felt tired. It's why sleep hasn't been restful. It truly is why positive goals keep repeating. The soul tie is being broken. And with it, the heartbreak will fade. They will feel your absence. They will pass over your kindness. They'll comprehend too past due that they lost something uncommon. But don't pass back. You aren't their lesson. You are my light. You aren't their karma. You're my miracle.